big things happening for the New York Knicks. We're going to see how they can respond after having a tremendous season last year as well. Also news for the New York Knicks, they re-signed Julius Randle to a 4-year, $117 million extension. I mean, kudos to my brother. Going from the Lakers as a young guy, getting the job done in New Orleans, then going to New York, getting the bag, making sure, also most improved player as well. Julius Randle, we're going to see how he can improve even the more off of this spectacular season with Tom Thibodeau in the New York Knicks to see if they can make that next step and to get into the second round or even the Eastern Conference Finals next season in the East. We got some Olympic news as well to cover. The Team USA had a start to their Olympic run. They finally got their act together. They made a run. Kevin Durant became all-world Kevin Durant. They faced France in the finals of the Olympics, and Team USA got the job done, 87-82. KD dropped 29 points. Now is the all-time leading scorer in Olympic play. And, most people call him the Slim Reaper or Durantula, but Easy Money Sniper was just that in the Olympics after a while. And, the play of him, Jason Tatum as well. I mean, Boston's going to have a solid squad next season. They're going to really give the reins to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and say, this is y'all team. Y'all going to have to make sure y'all get us to the next level. Point blank period. I don't think Boston would have really given the Brooklyn Nets a real run with Jaylen Brown anyway. But still, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum together, Boston's going to be a formidable out in the East. They still need some help at the point guard position. Dennis Schroeder is still out there. It looks like they're tied to him right now. They signed Chris Dunn in a trade with Atlanta to trade Tristan Thompson to the Sacramento Kings in a 3-team trade. Boston's going to be a solid team. The East is going to be kind of with the top 4 teams with Milwaukee. You got Brooklyn. You got Philly. You got New York and Atlanta in there, maybe a 4 or 5. Then you got things a little dicey with 6, 7, and 8 with possibly a Charlotte, a Washington, an Indiana, and a Boston. We're going to see how all that kind of shakes up moving forward seriously, that Jason Tatum performance in the Olympics, most of the time your Olympic play transition into your NBA play. So I can't wait to see what happens with Jason Tatum come October when the NBA season gets back going. Listen, y'all, we're going to take a quick timeout. Oh, wait, before I go, listen, we got a couple other young brothers getting the bag. We got SGA signing a 5-year, $174 million extension with the OKC Thunder. Big time signing. And Trae Young, Ice Trae, getting the bag from the Atlanta Hawks as well. 5 years, $207 million for the young brother. Man, listen, my man deserves all the bag after that performance in his first NBA playoffs. My man was going to work, so he deserves the bag and some. Got Luka about to get the bag with Dallas. He's going to sign a 5-year, $207 million extension as well. Yo, a lot of guys getting the bag around the NBA. And listen, if I could, I would love to lace them up right now. And I'll just be the bench warmer, okay? At least I can get a grand, a good $850K. I'll be cool with that. I'm fine with that. Just put me in, coach. That's all I ask for, okay? Listen, y'all, we're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we're going to have the trivia question of the day. And then we're going to move the chains and talk about some things around the NFL. Aaron Rodgers, why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Him and the Packers look like they're going to be friends at least for a season. We're going to see how that all transpires in Titletown, USA. We got some other things to talk about around the NFL. We got training camp. We got the preseason. We got the NFL Hall of Fame. And we got our predictions around the AFC East. when we come back on the other side. You already know what time it is. It's season 2 of the Playbook Podcast. It's your chill brother from another. You already know what it is. It's the Playbook Podcast.
To make my own podcast, but I was reluctant because I felt like I needed all these different tools and gadgets and microphones and computers just to make it happen. But then I heard about the Anchor app, and it made it so easy to make my own podcast. Plus, it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from the palm of your hand with your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
What's going on, family? Welcome back inside the Playbook Podcast. Once again, it's your chill brother from another, Mr. All About My Biz, and I'm just handling my biz so I can take care of my future kids. And listen, y'all know the deal. Y'all follow the script. Go to Spotify, go to Anchor, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube as well with the Playbook Podcast. Kyle Turner is where you can find the page specifically for every episode from season 1 and every episode for season 2 as well. So listen, man, we just expanding our horizons. We're taking a barbershop and bringing it to your podcast. So listen, man, we got some new flavor for your ear on this season 2 of the Playbook Podcast, y'all. So listen, I'm telling you, if you want to get on the show, leave your comments in the show notes, and I promise you guys, I'll get you on the show. We can go back and forth about the NBA. We can go back and forth about whether or not the Lakers are too old, and they're just another version of the Expendables 2.0. I mean, we can talk about it. I'm just saying. NFL as well. Whatever your speeds might be, man. Listen, I'm your man, all right? So listen, leave your comments in the show notes, and listen, I would love to get more people on the show. So please, let your brother know what's going on, all right? So leave your comments in the show notes, and listen, I would love to get back and forth banter between me and whoever you might be, all right? So listen, before we go any further, I got you guys the trivia question of the day. Trivia question of the day comes from the National Football Association. Who is the only MVP chosen from a losing team? The only NFL MVP ever chosen from a losing team. I'm going to let you guys sit, ponder, and marinate on that. And we'll be sure to cover the answer to the trivia question on the other side before we get into Stop Playing. All right, so listen, let's get right into moving the chains. So with moving the chains, y'all, we got to go to the National Football League, and we got a couple of things going on right now. And, we've been talking a lot throughout the summer in regards to the relationship between Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. It was kind of a little bit of a kumbaya moment a couple of weeks ago now, as Aaron Rodgers and Devonta Adams went on IG and posted the same picture of The Last Dance with MJ and Pip, pretty much signaling this probably is going to be our last hurrah in Green Bay. So Aaron Rodgers reports the training camp, reports the camp, and, everyone's like, oh my gosh, he's actually here. And Aaron Rodgers, like only Aaron Rodgers can do and has done throughout this all season, pretty much berates ownership and the GM in regards to different decisions that they've made over his time frame in Green Bay. Listen, any other person probably would already get their release papers, get cut, etc. But when you're Aaron Rodgers, you can do whatever you want to do. Now, listen, I'm not telling y'all to go to your job and be like, listen, this is exactly how I feel. You've been making me feel this way for 5 years, and I've had enough. Don't do that. You're going to get your pink slip. I'm telling you, you're not Aaron Rodgers. Please don't do that on your job just because you saw that he can. Don't do that. It's different. He's the NFL MVP. He's got the Packers a Super Bowl ring. So he's kind of untouchable at this particular point in time. You're not. Just saying. Don't try to be Clark Kent. You're not Superman. This man in Green Bay, he's Superman. He's untouchable. Okay? But I digress. Somehow they've managed to come back together for one more season. They've restructured his contract to have an out for him after the 2022 season. And we're going to see exactly where A-Rod ends up in 2022, man. The Packers don't get it done and get a Lombardi trophy in Titletown. Oh, man. I can only imagine what type of heartbreak it's going to be at Lambeau in 2022 when you have Jordan Love potentially under center. I don't know. We're going to have to see. Speaking of quarterbacks, we got to go to the Hall of Fame. So, we had the Hall of Fame ceremony this weekend actually. And, we got Peyton Manning in the Hall of Fame now, Charles Woodson, Edgerrin James, Troy Polamalu, Calvin Johnson, Megatron, Jimmy Johnson, Isaac Bruce, and the list goes on and on. Okay? One thing I got to say. Charles Woodson, please don't sing. I'm just saying. If you know that's not one of your gifts, don't sing. I'm just saying. It was great. A for effort, my man. And listen, from another person that loves his mama in that particular way, I don't think that was the right time, man. Say that for the X Factor. I'm just saying. But all in all, other than that, everything with, the Hall of Fame ceremony was great. Just seeing different guys. I mean, you don't ever see Peyton Manning get emotional. He's always calm and cool and collected. I mean, you see his funny side on commercials with Nationwide and all of that. But to see him get emotional, I mean, almost kind of was a little bit of a tearjerker. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm really not. Most of these guys have had to endure a lot of different things throughout their NFL career, especially the guys that have had to wait for the call to Canton, like the Drew Pearsons of the world, the Steve Atwaters, the Donnie Shells of the world. Man, listen, congrats to everyone in the Hall of Fame. Edgerrin James, I mean, I'm so used to him having the dreads, him with the just straight up low cut. I'm still trying to understand all of that. I'm still trying to picture everything in regards to that too. But like he said, going from gold teeth to the gold jacket. So listen, congratulations to all the inductees into the NFL Hall of Fame. And man, it's well deserved for each and every one of y'all. We're going to take a quick transition to the present day. And we got a little bit of a preview of the AFC East. And, we're talking about Peyton Manning. His rival, one of his biggest rivals, Tom Brady, was part of the AFC East for pretty much the last 20 years until last season. So we're going to talk for the next couple of minutes in regards to the preview of the AFC East and his former employer, the New England Patriots. They're part of the AFC East alongside the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, and the New York Jets. So, speaking of the Bills, Josh Allen just received the super bag. 6 years, $258 million from the Buffalo Bills, and he's the first quarterback from the 2018 draft class to get that particular type of bag. Nope, not Lamar Jackson, not Baker Mayfield. Even though he was drafted number 1 overall, Josh Allen gets the super bag before them. Yo, listen, I mean, after his performance last season, completing 69% of his passes, having a spectacular season overall. Finally get a number one receiver like Stephon Diggs. That definitely takes a lot off of you. You got a reliable target. And the way the Buffalo Bills defense actually played when it mattered most,